Hello, hello, hello. Happy soul saving Sunday to each and every one of you who's joining now. If you're joining on a Monday, happy Meritorious Monday. If you're joining on a Tuesday, happy Triumphant Tuesday. If you're joining on a Wednesday, happy Wondrous Wednesday. If you're joining on a Thursday, happy Tenacious Thursday. If you're joining on a Friday, happy Fruition Friday. And if you're joining on a Saturday, happy Sensational Saturday. Whatever day you're joining, I'm going to add the happiness to it because you logged in with me and I'm trying to be true to it and get to it. So I'm Jacosta. You're on my channel. You're on my channel. So guess what? We're going to be talking about Ready to Love. I am really excited because we're delving into more of the season. And make sure you hit like and subscribe. But not only that, that notification bell, it is looking for you so you can be notified when I am on. Because guess what? I want to see you just as well as I hope you want to see me a little bit, right? So look, y'all, I'm ready to rock and roll. I wanted to call this episode, I had many little names for it, but the funny part about it is I was like, maybe it's called The Advocate, right? Because of Susu. Or maybe it's called The Cape because of Susu. Or maybe it's called Superwoman with the Cape. I don't know, but I decided on Superwoman and her cape. And as we delve into the review, you'll understand what I mean. Let's make sure again that we hit like and subscribe, and that notification bell is just for you. Make some comments. Let's chat a little bit. And if you're watching me live, get on, jump on. Let's look. Tell me what you think, how you feel, what you don't like, what you do like. Let's get into it. Tell me your for what, for why. Like, for what did Blake come around and try to confront Jeffries for why? For what, for why? Tell me your for what, for whys. And you know what? If you just want to say hello, just say hello to me. I like that too. So I want to go ahead and get started because I mean, the season wasn't like, not season, the episode wasn't too drawn out, but it had some good hits and also some misses, unfortunately. But it's all good. So let's go first. Let's go first. The men have the power. They start their fishing, throwing their rod in, bringing it back, catching a little something, something, doing everything that men like to do. They're fishermen. So I love that. I like seeing the guys out there fishing. I liked when Tommy popped up. All of them were just chill, very casual, right? But you could tell ready to enjoy that day. So with that being said, Tommy says, you know what? We're going to do a yacht party. And he was like, we're going to take this thing away from the land and onto the water. So I was like, okay, cool, cool. They also were conversing, and Blake was like, Sue is cool. So he's trying to act like he's feeling her. I mean, top flight. Marc Anthony said Mercedes is still somebody that he likes, but he's still fishing. So let's talk about that a little bit because listen, at the end of the episode, Marc Anthony does something that shows you guys that he's still fishing and he might be a little player. So I don't know. You might want to watch old Marc Anthony. So let's talk about Marc Anthony and Jeffrey. They go on a date. So they're the first ones who have a date. And I'm like, okay, cool. And let's see how this is going to go. So she's talking about blended families. He's saying he came from a blended family. Let me grab a little water. He's saying he came from a blended family, but this is the thing that irks me. My son was like walking through when she was talking that she loves it and that he likes it blended family. And I just think Marc Anthony may be the one for me. My son was like, what's wrong with her voice? And look, sis, I don't think you always talk like that. I don't understand why you're doing that. I don't get it, but I do know some women do that. They start doing this when the men are around. Hi, guys. And I want to love on you guys. And guys, you're so amazing, guys. What in the world? Like, stop it. I want to call my son in here so you guys, so I tell him, show the face when you heard this woman talking like that. So Jeffrey keeps saying, oh, what are you doing to this country girl? Baby girl, you're not a country girl. You couldn't even ride the horse at all. And that mechanical bull that you were attempting to ride, it didn't go over so well. So it leads me to believe you're just not a good rider. I'm gonna stop. So Jeffries, I don't know. I keep calling you Jeffries. Jeffrey, I don't know. I'm confused by the voice. I'm confused why you keep saying you're a country girl. I'm legit a country girl. Like you can zoom through my IG and see where, yeah, I'm changing tires, see where I'm changing brakes, see where I'm cutting grass, killing snakes. Like, hello, i.e., country girl. You, on the other hand, I think it's something you're trying to get us to believe. But maybe you are. Maybe we'll see it by the end of the season if you make it that far. Maybe, maybe. All right. So Marc Anthony is saying, like, what do you look for? She says she wants a protector, a confidant, a provider, a leader. I'm like, oh yeah. But here's the deal. I think when you put it all out there, what you want, people pretend to be that. You get their representative. When you tell a man, like, I want a provider, I want a protector, I want someone who is not weak. I want someone who will stand up for me. I want someone who will comfort me. I want someone who shows emotion. And so then that dude for about 30 days does everything he heard you say. Then about 30 more days, he's doing it. And then about 30 more days, he's doing it. But then after a while, he cannot continue to act like he's Jake from State Farm. Like he has to actually bring you something other than his Jake from State Farm representative, right? So Marc Anthony says he came from that blended family and it seems cool, but I still think that Jeffrey has the 3 children. He's 34. And I think it's a no. I don't know about y'all, but I have a friend. How old is he? I think 33, 34. And I say the same thing to him. You don't have any children, find someone similar to you. But ensure or make sure that woman has no more than one. One thing you want is that woman to want to have more with you first and foremost. But I think building like from scratch is amazing. Because when you're in your 30s, you still can find someone who does not have children. It's when you're in your 40s and 50s that you're not going to find that really. You may, but it's really slim pickings. Okay. So my 30-year-olds, don't just jump in there. Somebody has kids and you like, well, I want somebody and I'm alone. No, wait. You have time. Okay. Wait. I didn't do that. So I'm telling you something I didn't do in which I should have done. Okay. So hang on tight. So then Marcia and Blue have a date. So that was Marc Anthony and Jeffrey. They had the date where Jeffrey wanted to keep saying, I'm country girl. But Blue and Marcia, they're, out having drinks. And Marcia loves to have the tatas out. Okay, baby. So Marcia is asked a question about like outdoorsy type stuff. Blue's like, she said, I don't like going outside. Now, Marcia, I feel you. Let me tell you, when I started being okay with going outside and doing things like that and hiking and going through the woods, like those things became all right to me when I had children. I used to think like Marcia, like, no. Now I've never been like, no, I don't want to go to a cabin. I want to go to a cabin now. But she was like, I don't want to hike, I don't want to fish. Like I've been fishing. I've done those things with my dad. I've been crabbing before. So I don't know. And the more the conversation went, Blue was putting her in the what? Friend zone. But here's the thing with you fellas. Y'all are quick to put somebody in the friend zone on this show when aren't you supposed to build a friendship before you build a romantic relationship? Is this thing on? Hello. I'm talking to you. Some of you out there don't know how to build friendships. Before you go to and why don't you try building a friendship with that person first and then work your way? And you can do that in this process as well. You can. So I guess it's a for Blue and Marcia, because Marcia, girl, you said you didn't want to go outside. That man was like, you know, you hear the music and everything. He wasn't feeling it. So that's a no-no. So now we're all at the yacht, right? Tommy's talking and he says to us, guess what, guys? I literally was upset because if you guys remember Turdre, I had gave Turdre his name, Andre, back. And now Turdre has left us. Y'all remember Turdre? Turdre got COVID. And right when Turdre was showing that he was a real man, just had that little turd on the head right there that he got to get rid of, and he was going to be all right. Right when I start liking him, he gets COVID. And he quits for the whole season. Now I'm confused by that. Because I remember Chick got COVID. I think it was last season, or maybe that season before. Not quite sure. But I think it was last season. Chick got COVID. And she was gone for her quarantine time. And then she was back. Turdre, are you all right? Can somebody report to me and let me know that he's good? Because I'm concerned. And I thought that you and Cynthia had great dialogue. And I wanted to see where that could go, where that could lead. Because a lot of these don't look like it's going to ever be a connection, but they're going to fake connections until the end. But okay, let's move forward. Anthony and Cynthia are sitting together first on the yacht. And she feels like Anthony is the male version of herself. And I was like, okay, then. So she said, well, since Andre has left the process, that now, you know, it kind of left it open for Anthony. So her and Anthony discussed, but I was like, dang. Honestly, it was Turdre leaving that added a spot for Anthony because Anthony, I want to be truthful with you. I forgot who you were. Like, I don't like it because you were forgettable. Like the same way not Susan, what is her name? Suanne, aka code name Susu. She was forgettable, like, you know, at first. Now that she's getting into it with Jeffrey, we remember her. But she was a forgettable person, not a large personality. So, Anthony, I forgot you were on the show until Turdre moved, and then Cynthia came on in. So now, okay, Anthony, what are we doing? So Anthony's talking about his daughter and how he wants his daughter to perceive him and how he wants his daughter to perceive men. I loved it. She talked about her children and how she's raising them and how it is important for her right now to just pour into them the same thing that she wants to know whether he's doing as well. Because nobody wants a deadbeat dad. Who wants to date a deadbeat dad? You don't take care of your children. You don't do things with your children. You don't spend time with your children. You don't help with your children, nothing, but you got time to spend with me. Miss me with it. And those do exist right under your nose. All right. So it said, look, I wrote a little note. Okay. The thing when she was like, we chatted after the group date, but nothing since then. And I was like, yeah, because you found your interest in Andre And I literally was like, Lord, watch next week. This girl gonna be like, I'm leaving the process because my connection is no longer here. But I don't know, maybe not. So then we see Demario and Marcia. And she was like, I know you're a Libra, and all of that. That was a little quick something. Then we saw Jeffrey and Marc Anthony hug, and she was sad because she felt like her and Turdre were having a connection. And look, girl, when Cynthia came in with that green dress, your connection with Turdre it was over. So stop being sad. Go on over there with Marc Anthony, honey, because he a player too. Good job. All right. Still have to be a mommy, you know. So you okay, you want me to my baby wants me to show what he has done. My baby has this let's see. Yes, Looney was forgettable. Nicole, you are so right. I just saw that. It was Looney. No, Looney had the COVID. Maybe that's what it was. But hey, Nicole. So yeah. I gotta keep checking over there to the comments. But yeah, Looney, I forgot. So here's the thing, y'all. Oh my gosh. Sue Ann and Top Flight. Can we talk about that? Ah! Y'all know who Top Flight is. I see you. I see you. Top Flight is Blake, but Top Flight on here. You call him Blake on your place, but right here in my home, we're calling him Top Flight. So Top Flight brings Sue Ann. Well, you know what? Blake, you got several names. Top Flight, aka Samson. Because I see you trying to pull a Samson move by bringing some bracelet to Sue-Ann. And Sue-Ann gets a snitch gift, a gift for snitching. I'm just playing. But, a gift for telling him the deets. When in actuality, she didn't have to do all of what she did. Like, I felt like she took it to the extreme. I felt like she only really needed to say a couple of things like, look, you're controlling, you're this. But she wanted to give specific names because she wanted to do a specific dig at a woman. We're not doing digs at women. It's ready to love another man over here. There's no need to try to compete with a woman. The best person for you to compete with on every day, all day, is yourself. Who you see in the mirror is who your competition is. So, Sue-Ann, that's something I needed to let you know. And I'll probably circle back around to that. So you got your snitch gift. But did y'all catch the music when Top Flight, when she was like, oh, thank you. Hey, you had to do this for me. And he was like, did y'all catch that? Keep my eyes on me. He did like that. Like just trying to check. He like, got her. To me, he was doing like, got her where I want her, Because Top Flight, I legit know you're controlling. It's something about you. Something about you. I can't put my finger on it, Top Flight, just like Tony, but something about you. And you gave her that bracelet. I was like, really, brother? So she was all excited about the Samson bracelet and happy when in actuality, the snitch bracelet was so you could keep snitching and letting him know. And he can report back to the fellas. That ain't fooling me. So then Morgan and Tony, they get in a little conversation and Morgan feels left out. Morgan feels like Tony doesn't see her, meaning Tony is not truly into her as much as she would like Tony to be into her. She feels like Tony's over here, over here, over here, over there, up there, down there. Like Tony's everywhere but with Morgan, right? And my thing is this. Why are you worried about it? Don't say, I see you over there talking to a woman now. If he's not giving you that attention, and so don't say, but you're over there with somebody else and nothing like that. Just be like, you know what? You need to see about me a little more because I will walk away. See about me a little more. Let him know. But see, Tony, pretty Tony, just like pretty Ricky. Tony, something's wrong with you too. I can't put my finger on it. You take me as that guy that you want the woman to chase you down and hunt you down um to try to get with you. That's what I'm gathering. You want that woman to try to be with you when you're supposed to be trying to be together, being interested in one another. So I don't know. Tony takes me as a guy who would probably, I hate to say it. I don't want to say it. Okay, probably cheat. Did y'all did y'all hear me? He probably would CHEAT. Tony, that's the vibes you're giving, dude. You're giving those vibes. You're giving those I'll gas you up vibes. You're giving those like, yeah, I kind of sort of like you vibes, but not really because I'll just make you think I want to be with you, but that's not the truth. Like he gives me those non-committal vibes. He gives me those community vibes. And y'all will read into that. So Corvair and Demario, you guys, let me tell you something. Corvair and Demario, I was feeling you all's conversation. They had one of the truest conversations. Her and Demario, and then I give it to Turdre and Cynthia, right? So Corvair and Demario, you guys really were able to come together, have a conversation with one another, talk about just life in general. Corvair, I saw another side of you. I've always kind of been on your side because I understand that I don't think you're a gold digger because you've already dug your own gold. You have a pot right there next to you. You've made that. Okay. I think you don't want anybody below where you are, like roommate. Y'all know who roommate is, aka Lyndon. Lyndon, aka no headboard, aka mattress on the floor. Lyndon, look, I don't know if you have no headboard, no mattress on the floor, but that's what you're giving. You're giving, I only want to be a roommate. I only got a mattress on the floor pushed up to the wall, and that's about all I can give and get. That's what you're giving. I don't get grown man vibes from you, but hey, who am I? So Corvair and Demario had a conversation, and she started telling him about how she came from like low income. So her socioeconomic status wasn't like, oh, all the way above, like where her family was doing exceptionally well, right? So he gives that conversation. She says, it was my mother. She was telling, oh my gosh, you guys, she was talking about how her mom was pretty much her pillar, right? And he was like, it was my dad for me. And they were genuine. And that was the most open I've seen Corvair. That's the most genuine. I mean, she's been genuine in her own way, but I think she found the person that was her match. When I say her match, that was the person that was going to be a listener and be able to respond. He was going to listen to understand her and respond to her. And none of these other people were able to do that. Definitely not roommate, because roommate, what was he doing? Not out somewhere looking for a headboard. I digress. So they had a great convo. What else did I put? I said she now has shown him who she is. But this is the thing. Everybody tried to get on her like she wasn't showing nobody. She showed the right person. You guys know that you may go out with somebody and you're not really giving them a lot. Because as you begin to realize they really aren't the person for you. Like when you give them a little, they take it and they crap on it, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, I opened up to you and you made me feel like sugar honey iced tea. How is that okay? So I get it. She found someone that talked her talk and walked her walk. I think Demario was turned on by Corvair. I think it shows a little bit more. I loved it, honestly. So let's talk about them pulling these cards. Like, who's the best kisser? So Demario says me. Then he licks his tongue out. Sir. This ain't Freddy Cougar when he was licking his tongue through that. Y'all remember that? When Freddy Cougar, like, oh my gosh, I talked about this with my friend yesterday. when Freddy Krueger on the movie, I don't know if it was number 1 or 2. I don't know what Freddy Krueger movie was, but the phone, right? And the girl was it a girl on the phone? And then Freddy Krueger stuck his tongue through there like, oh my goodness. Oh, hey, Kathy. It's cool. Hey, Kathy. Thank you. It's cool. Oh, she said, great to see you smile. Thank you. All right. It's okay. You can enjoy it as you go. You'll catch on to the storyline. It's Ready to Love, where people go find love. It's kind of similar to the Bachelor, Bachelorette type of vibe, but it's men and women vying for each other's love, and you can date multiple people. Boom. I just kind of summed it up. So I wasn't feeling Demario putting his Freddy Krueger tongue out there, but okay, maybe some ladies needed to know that. The connection. Go find two people, like go find a person who you have the strongest connection with and rub their feet. That was Marc Anthony. So he chose to go rub on Jeffrey's foot, but he really was, I don't know what he was doing. Really, she could have gave it a head start, take a shoe off, I guess, because you got to play along. You're on the show. She could have took the shoe off, handed him the foot, and let him rub it, but whatever. It looked awkward and weird. Then he moved over to Mercedes, and he didn't even do nothing in the church. Then she was like, "You can suck my toe." I was like, "Do it, girl." They said rub the feet. You up here talking about you can suck my toe, girl? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We're not sucking no toes over here. So then Morgan pulled who are 3 of the sexiest people on, in the show. So she said, Lyndon, well, aka roommate, aka no headboard, aka mattress dude. She said Marcia, and I liked it. Let me tell you what I liked about this. Not the roommate dude, but Marcia. I like that she mentioned a woman. Like she gave props to a lady. She kept it fair. But then, baby, she said, and myself, of course. Woohoo! She said myself, of course. So I don't know what you all were thinking, but she did put herself out there and said that she is one of the sexiest. So hey, it wasn't no rules to it. But Tony was feeling her ways because he feels like he's the sexiest. And he thought that their connection was strong enough for her to mention him, but she wanted to bring you down a notch because you were walking through these ready to love streets like you're everything. You're the gift, honey. So then let's go on to Jeffrey and Top Flight Security. Top Flight Security comes to get Jeffrey. And wait. No. I missed one. So kiss your strongest connection. And Marc Anthony goes and kisses Jeffrey. And it wasn't where it was just something sensual on the cheek. No. I mean, he gave her a kiss. I was like, I'm like, Demario was like, yeah, no, I'm turned off. So right then and there, Corvair, Demario looked again and he said, it looks like I'm going to be with you. I'm going to fight for you, Corvair, because this chick kisses anything. So now we can jump on Jeffrey and Top Flight. So Top Flight Security says he needs to talk to Jeffrey. And he was like, he was hurt and he was disturbed, but he wasn't telling her what the issue was. Let me tell y'all, I wrote this down. He said, so you want me to figure out, Jeffrey said, so you want me to figure out what's wrong with you? So here's the thing, you just, Blake, you pulled Jeffrey aside. You did. You said you needed to talk to her. You did. So if you say you need to talk to somebody, Top Flight Security, if you say you have to talk to someone, don't you need to lead the conversation because you said I need to talk to you about the disturbing and hurtful things that you have said? I'll wait for it. Let's rock on because it ain't coming. Now, another thing, audience, I want to know, what did y'all think about it? Like, I wasn't feeling it on no day, no way, no how. I was like, for what, for why? For what will you pull somebody aside and not say to them what you want to discuss? For why did you waste her time? I'll wait for you to explain. Yeah, you weren't making no sense. So here it is. I guess he didn't want to. This is what I think. I think Top Flight did say he just wanted to be with Jeffrey. Let's point blank in a period. Top Flight, I think you did, aka Blake. I think you said you wanted to be with Jeffrey. I think you said you met your match because what you thought is you got 3 kids, she got 3 kids. We could be the Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. That's the way we became the Brady Bunch. All right. I just had to put that in there. I think he said it, but I think he may not want to own up to it because he wants to last throughout the process. So that's why he tried to be like Samson and not grow his hair, but he tried to be like Samson from the previous season and give the gift, honey. That's what he was trying to do. But it's factual that he is controlling because he said it himself. But you don't even have to tell us. You told us last episode, but you didn't have to tell me Nathan because I could see it. I could see it, honey. So you didn't have to let me know nothing. Now, Jeffrey, Demario, and Susu. Now, Susu, you think this man gave you that name as a nickname. That man gave you that name so you'll know when he needs your help, honey. That's what it was. Now, Jeffrey sits down and she's conversing with you and Demario about the conversation that she didn't have with Top Flight. The reason I say that because it wasn't a conversation when Top Flight was beating around the bush and not telling her what he wanted to know or wanted to say or what the issue was or what was hurtful, what was disturbing. Nothing. So she sits down and she's trying to talk, but her and Susu have it going left. Susu is saying, well, I don't understand. She said, Jeffrey was saying that, let me see, what did I write? Because I was like, ooh, wee. So Jeffrey was pretty much saying she thinks that Blake didn't want to discuss what was said at all because he's controlling and because he wants to like pretty much stay to the end. Let's just get to the cut to the chase. So Susu said she was up there trying to help Jeffrey communicate. And she was like, now I don't know if Jeffrey or like, here's the thing. She said, now I don't know who this woman is. I think we're on here ready to love and she's on here ready to lie. That's what Susu was saying. But Susu, this is what I want to say to you, baby. I'm talking directly to you. Going back and forth with Jeffrey's not going to get you anywhere. Now, I don't know if Jeffrey or Top Flight is full of it. Yet Top Flight said he was controlling. So when Jeffrey sat down and said Top Flight was controlling, when Jeffrey was talking to you and Demario, I literally was believing Jeffrey. But Jeffrey said that you were coming through, honey, and she saw your cape, honey. She saw your cape, Susu, flying Superwoman for Top Flight security. Susu on the way. That's what she thought she saw coming in to help you. Now, you got that little bracelet, Susu. You got the snitch gift, and you felt like you were doing amazing, and you're being blinded by a lot. I tell you, Susu, this man is not the one for you. I tell you, Susu, this man, Top Flight Security, is not the one for you. Now you tell him, Jeffrey, you're trying to help her. You were trying to look out for Jeffrey. You're trying to help her communicate. Wasn't going to help her. Why were you trying to do that, baby girl? There was no reason for you to do any of that. So you doing that didn't help at all. I'm here to tell you that. So next time, stay to yourself. And if you want to be the one to believe Top Flight, go ahead, believe him alone. But we don't believe Top Flight, really. Not really. I think Top Flight Security, aka Blake, is full of it. But I do know for sure he is controlling. So, yep, you did come in on your cape because you got your little bracelet from Top Flight. And I get it. That man, he's wooed you. But I'm telling you, you're going to get hurt in the end. It is what it is. I can see it and smell it before it gets cooking. Move on. Jonique and Tony. Now, Jonique, thank you so much. Jonique shared that she wanted to take her relationship to another level with her ex, but her ex did not. And so they parted ways. But I think she's still a little hurt by that. And even though it might have been a while, because she says she's been alone and single for a long time. But baby girl, you may be alone, but you're not lonely. Let's make sure we understand alone and lonely are two different things. You might be alone, baby girl. You might be. But I don't think lonely. Don't start saying, well, I'm lonely and I'm alone, because then you'll start settling. So, Jonique, you're talking to Tony, and you're telling him, I'm ready for a relationship. And I'm ready for that man to swoop in, basically, is what you're saying to him. But you're saying other little mushy stuff to Tony. And Tony says, you making me all mushy inside. I haven't felt this way in a minute. Seems like, you know what? Tony, I don't believe you. Seems like a lie to me, but hey, who am I? Because these ladies are not looking from the outside in. They're in it, trying to win it, and it could be going left, and they have no clue. But you know what? That's what you got us for. If you dating them now, baby girl, keep your eyes open and your ears clear. All right, so Jonique feeling Tony. Tony still's giving me player vibes. The guys go deliberate. Corvair comes up. They say, Lyndon says she don't know how to use her words without thinking. Lyndon said, I haven't seen something other than her representative. Really? Okay, Lyndon, whatever. Anthony then says he gonna put Corvair out there as a no-no because he didn't like what he's hearing. Anthony. Hello, Anthony, can you hear me? Paging Anthony. Hey, you must have a mind of your own. You must have a mind of your own. Anthony, you got to see these things for yourself. Give your opinion from what you've seen for yourself, not for what you're saying. Because here's the thing, Demario doesn't see that about Corvair because they could be a possible match, right? You might not see it from her, not because you could be a possible match, but because you all's personalities mesh well. Lyndon is sleeping on a floor with a cot. He's not seeing much of anything. I'm just playing. I don't know where that man is sleeping. But he got a roommate. All right, move to the next. Let's rock on. So then they stay, all the women. They stay Marcia, Corvair, and Jeffrey. They're saying Marcia giving them friend vibes, but I thought you're supposed to build friendships before you try to make a relationship. Corvair speaks before she thinks. And Jeffrey has a hard shell. Demario is trying to get them to use that lifeline on Corvair because he really likes her. But Marc Anthony, the Fisher, remember I told y'all at the top of it, we were going to talk about him real quick. Like Marc Anthony said, you don't know. You might like another shorty later. Just like you said, you like Mercedes, but you may still be fishing. You are still fishing, and you're telling them, no, you don't know. You might like another shorty later. That is not, I'm not saying that's a lie. However, you know what? How hard you're going about that is because you seem, even though you said you're no longer a player, that's what you were trying to play everybody with that second episode. I don't think that's the truth. I think you still are a player. No, that was third episode when you were talking to Mercedes. I think you still are a player. You said you going to be still fishing. And you might like another shorty later. You may like another shorty later. That's what you were saying. You were so adamant about like another shorty later that brother, I think you're still a player. All right, the discussion was deep. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the men discussing. I enjoyed Demario going hard for Corvair. And I enjoyed watching Top Flight play his game of life. Guys, if you continue to just follow me, you'll get a lot of good things. I'm going to add Real Housewives of Miami. I'm going to do the reunion for Potomac as well. I am going to add Love and Marriage DC. I'm going to try my best to add a lot of things here. But most of all, meet me every Thursday at 8 p.m. for devotion. Yes, devotion. Every Thursday, 8 p.m. So guess what I'm going to tell you. There's somebody that absolutely loves you and adores you, and that's God. But guess what? I love you too. If nobody has told you that today, it's okay because you heard me say it anyway. I absolutely love you. Take care. And, we'll see you next time. But until then, look at what we have on my show.